you. W6BBS 72.
All righty. Good evening.
Good evening. You already got a bit of a crowd waiting for you, so once you're warmed up, you're going to be busy there, over.
WA6LOL.
Yeah, I might have taken him out. WA6LOL is kind of waiting on you. There's a fellow up in, I guess, Groveland that may want to get a Bozo number, and he's got a net to run at 8 o'clock, Tuolumne County net, or Stanislaus, or whatever it was. He said, I don't remember. But so you might want to pick up LOL real quick and tend to that if you can, Mike. W6BBS.
Yeah, I'm pointed south, but what's the station in Groveland? WA6LOL, go ahead.
You know, he just Graceland up here. He does the local net. He just let me know that he's selling a sideband rig, and he was just checking it out before he sold it. So he will not have it next week. So till he gets a 6-meter sideband rig, not too much going on. Good to talk to you again, Graceland, and hear you on here. K6MYC. Graceland, when you get a 6-meter rig, be sure and come on here and check into the net and get a Bozo number. K6MYC, WA6LOL.
Hey, Dave, what is this call sign? KM6SR here. Dave, WA6LOL, KM6SRR.
He's local. He probably isn't hearing you, Rob.
I was calling for Dave.
I know, but the guy he's talking to is local, and he can't hear you. The guy is so strong, he's covering you. When you get free, Dave, give us Graceland's call sign.
SRR?
Okay, yeah, it's KE6KYI. King Edward 6, King India, Yokohama, KIY, yeah. And his name is Graceland, and he runs the 2-meter net up here. So K6MYC, WA6LOL.
Okay. KE6KEY, KIY, K6MYC, good. Well, we've got the call written down anyway, so we'll be ready for him when he gets the radio. Good evening, Rob. KM6SRR. Who else do we have? I've got LOL, W6BBS, and KM6SRR. I'm sure there's others. Over.
KK6ZKE.
KE6VON 1040.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo 5.
Okay, KG6, Charlie Echo Fox, KE6VON. Good evening, Adam. Good evening, Daryl. And was the first one?
KK6ZKE.
Yeah, KK6ZKE. I got you written in and everything. I just can't read what I wrote. Anyway, good evening, Terry. Good to hear you, and thanks for being there. It was a pretty nice day today. Got into the 60s for a few minutes.
Yeah, I was in the garage all day long straightening things up again.
Well, you got one day to mess them up, and then you go back in the next day and straighten them up, huh?
I wish it was that easy. It seems like it takes a lot more to clean it than to mess it up.
Funny how that works. That's because Murphy and his brother Edsel in there helping you mess it up, and then they leave when the cleanup time starts.
That's exactly right.
Anyway, good to hear you, Adam. KE6VON. How are you?
Good evening there, Mike. I can't complain. Looks like I got all the parts gathered and shipping and coming in for your saw, so hopefully within the next few weeks we'll have her back together. Well, that was fun finding OEM parts for that thing, but I found them.
Oh, very good. Well, it probably will pay off for other saws that you're going to get. You found sources for those things. I did run the little Shindawa that you repaired, and it fired on the first fire, on the first pull, once I turned the switch on. Always helps to have the on-off switch in the right position.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, well, I never could remember which way it's either right or left, and, most of them are up-down. Up-down are easy, but the right-left ones get me.
Yeah, that booger, it's to the right is on, and then flip to the left is off. You can just barely see remnants of the sticker there.
I can't even see the switch. I just feel for it. It took me a while to even find it.
Well, good. I'm glad it's running good for you.
Yeah, it's on good. I'm just cutting up some wood with it. Cut a few things. I didn't do a whole lot with it, but it's very nice and sharp and chugging away real well. I haven't done any real significant logging. This was just a branch that was down, about a 6-inch diameter branch, but a lot of wood in it and a lot of brush. Took me a couple of hours to brush it and cut it up. Anyway, good evening, and good to hear you here. And let me see, up to Durrell, KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, up on top of the hill there. How are you doing?
Oh, we're hanging in there. I'm just sitting here messing around with a HF, VHF, SWR analyzer.
Oh, okay. Which one? What's the brand, and how high does it go?
Oh, it's an MFJ. I don't know how high it goes. That's a good question.
Oh, it's 259. MFJ 259 probably goes to 170 megs.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's a 259B.
Yeah, that's decent, and it works. They work well.
Okay, well, I borrowed it from Dean, AF6MC, and he's my neighbor. He lives right behind me.
Yeah, they've become very, very very available now. Everybody's going over to the more modern units, which are called VNAs, Vector Network Analyzers. A lot of those out there. You can get some of those as cheap as $50, but you're better off to pay $200 or $300 and get a really good one. Something that goes to 300 megs with a reasonable size screen, but they are extremely powerful. They do a lot more than the MFJ, and of course cover all the other bands up above it. The one you have only goes to 2 meters.
Well, that's better than nothing. I mean, I borrowed it to mess around with the HF stuff, but that's good to know.
No, and again, they work good. Keep it for HF. The beauty of the little VNAs is they're physically smaller. They run on
lithium?
Yeah, I was listening to another voice down in the noise below us here. Somebody down south that wants to check in. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Delta Mike 07 Bozo 47, over.
W6CTT 1119.
Central Valley, look on north. Mike, I heard Mike in there. This is W6TMD looking up Central California, Bozo 58.
Yeah, got you 58. I'm 47. This is Mike K6MYC, and you should hear yourself on the live stream if you're watching that. You should have your guys watching the live streaming if they can, or at least watch it after the net's over and they can see what we do and how many people check in up here and what we hear and so on. And if they check in here with me, if they're hearing me and can check in, then they can hear themselves within 3 or 4 seconds. There's about a 3 or 4 second delay. Good to hear you, Pat. There's others on frequency that may want to get a quick report from you. W6 Papa Mike Delta K6MYC, and I know you've been chatting with Rob about upcoming newsletter and maybe trying to get a few things sent out. I I don't know if Rob's talked to you about it, but I thought maybe just 10 in the north and 10 in the south and see what kind of response you get rather than doing all 1,000. Over.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. By the way, your signal's S9 now, booming in here. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, grab a handful of the ones that we haven't heard from in a while and send them out a little email, and let's see what happens. Good idea. Let's give it a test.
Yeah, and we'll put some other little tidbits in the email we send them about listening in and watching. In fact, all the live streaming stuff is archived band by band, so you can go back and listen to something a week or a month ago, and so on. But that gives him a feel for what we do, and it's more than just checking in. As you know, Pat, we try to give out good information about stacking and antennas and feed lines and amplifiers and preamps and transceivers and all the other stuff. So it's an informational net on top of everything else. Anyway, good to hear you. Rob, are you there?
Roger. How you doing, Pat? W6PMD, KM6SRR, and I also heard Dan local in there. We'll get to you in a minute, Dan.
Yeah, good evening, Rob. 432 W6PMD returning. Yeah, let's give that a try. If it works, then maybe we'll expand it out and catch 30 or 40 or 50 and then see how it goes. But Mike's got a good idea. It'd be a big task to give everybody an email. We might get money. It takes 3 hours to do the net. So, yeah, we'll give it a shot there, Rob.
Pat, you took a dive. Rob may have lost you. You took a big fade, but you guys will be in communications. Rob will be in touch with you. Over.
Roger. Yeah, I still got you in there. You're down to about a net 3 right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get what he was saying. It was really bad, noisy.
Email out. We'll put something together that's short and to the point.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, short and to the point, but it'll probably have maybe 5 or 6 sentences in there, but just touching on the tidbits and live streaming and what they can do with it, and archives and how to get into it and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Yeah, it faded down, and Rob lost you in the noise here. Anybody else for Pat?
Yeah, shoot us some noise here tonight, but we'll get it taken. Get it handled, and thanks for being there, Mike. And you got me down on yours, Bozo 58. Rob, we got you 432. Anybody else? Central Valley, while we're looking that direction, this is W6PMD, Southern California Net Control.
All quiet on the western front.
Bozo 133, got you in there. How you doing this evening?
Okay, how about KB6RQU? Rick, are you here?
KB6RQU, I'm also 61, hanging out.
Hey, Mike, we had Dan, one of our new guys, check in too there, W6CTT.
I don't think that's Dan.
Yeah, that's what I got on the list here. He's in Clovis.
Maybe it is Dan. I'm sorry. When you said Dan, I wrote down KM6HK, but I'll change it. Good evening, Dan. W6CTT, K6MYC. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you, Mike. Are you pointing south? You're a little bit weaker than you were on Sunday, over.
Oh, I'm pointed south. I'm looking at 150, right over the top of you.
Okay, I'm on a new antenna tonight on a three-band log periodic, so what's my S level?
Well, you're not moving the meter. What were you using the other night? I forgot, Dan.
3-element Yagi.
Well, the Yagi's much better, over.
Yeah, I didn't expect the log periodic to be any much better than that, so I think I'll switch back next time, over.
Yeah, no problem. We hear you, but yeah, that would explain why I'm down a little bit for you.
W6PBS.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
Dan at about a 9 KM6SRR.
Yeah, okay, Rob, appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, and you're 10 over S9 up here on the ridge in course called Dan, over. This is W6BBS, Frank, over.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate the report.
I need your Bozo number down. I think it's 1090.
It's 1119.
I said it wrong. I knew it was 1119. Okay, thank you.
K6USY.
Good evening, Aaron.
Yeah, good evening. I was just wondering if Dan could turn that antenna west and wonder if he'd be able to put more signal this direction. Dan, can you hear me? K6USY.
Yeah, you're pretty weak here on W6CTT.
You got that thing on a rotor, or is it pointed at Mike's house?
It's pointed north.
Okay, no worries. Are you going to be around this weekend for the contest?
I'm going to try to. Family matters might spoil my fun, W6CTT.
Well, you've got all weekend. You can squeeze an hour here or an hour there or whatever. So try to get on at least a little bit. The contest runs from 11 a.m. on Saturday through Sunday till 8 o'clock in the evening. So, and we will not have a net. There will be no net on Sunday night because the contest runs a half an hour into net time. Dan, over.
The old net, Mike took the evening off.
Yeah, you're right. Anybody can squeeze in an hour or two, so I'll be out there somewhere.
Yeah, but by the way, you're weaker than the LA guys right now. They're overpowering you.
Are you here in Central Valley there, Ralph?
Is that K6TSK, Ralph?
Yeah, Ralph, Mike's giving you a call.
K6TSK, spin the antenna this way, Ralph. K6 Tango Sugar Kilo, Anaheim. K6TSK, K6 Tango Sugar Kilo. I'm giving you a chance to rotate. K6TSK, K6MYC in the Northern California Bozo Net, over. I don't hear him, Pat.
He's talking to RMJ over in Arizona. Hang on.
Okay. Frank, did you have something? Oh, you did give CTT the report. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Rick. KB6RQU, KM6SRR.
Yeah, KM6SRR. Good evening, KB6RQU. Over.
We got you, Rob. Rick, don't give up on us. We just got lots of traffic here this evening, and the LA guys are booming in.
You could rotate your antenna.
Check.
Did you want Rick to rotate his antenna, Pat? Pat's crushing everybody here.
Sorry about that. All right, yeah, Ralph can't hear you, and I'm going to go back to the vertical, Mike. W6PMD.
Okay. Why can't Ralph hear me? All he has to do is point this way. We can talk on any band any time to Ralph. I don't know why he isn't hearing me.
Well, his antenna and his rotor is stuck in a different direction.
Oh, it's stuck in a different direction. Well, that explains it. Thank you. 7-3, and we'll see you this weekend, hopefully.
I just lost you, Mike. Signal dropped out. I'm going back to the vertical, Mike. Back to the vertical. 73, W6PMD.
I said we'll see you this weekend. You're still Q5 here.
Oh, yeah, boy, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, the VHF contest this weekend. I'm going to make a couple of announcements. Thanks for the reminder, Mike.
Well, you got to remind all the guys down there because we want to work them. We don't want to go a whole weekend. In June or September, I went the whole weekend, and I did not work anybody south of Bakersfield, so that's ridiculous, over.
Oh, man, no kidding. Well, I'll be on the lookout for you. It's going to be rainy down here, so it'll be a good day and a good weekend to do some radio work. I'll listen up for you, Mike. W6PMD.
Well, not just you. We need all those DM different grids down there, so get 10 or 15 of them to turn this way, over.
Oh, yeah, I'll put an announcement out. Mike and we'll announce it again tomorrow night, too. So we'll see what we can do for you.
All righty. Thanks, Pat, 7-3.
7-3.
WA6AJ 727.
Did you want to talk to Pat, Mike?
Yeah, he's coming in strong. I don't always get to hear him. I got W6PMD. This is Whiskey Alpha 6 Alpha Alpha Juliet. Over.
Whiskey Alpha 6 Alpha Alpha Juliet, you are 5657 into Southern California.
Roger, 5657, Pat. You're about a 5 and 5 here. I don't hear you this strong a lot of the time, but tonight's different. So appreciate the contact. I'm Delta Mike 06.
Roger, give me your Bozo number. Your Bozo number.
727. 727.
727. What's the jet land? Roger, Roger.
Roger.
All right, great number. Yeah, 727. I got in there nice and strong there, Mike. Coming slowly. I'll put you 73.
73, Pat. Thank you.
Hey, Pat, W6PMD, KM6SRR. Check me in, 432, over. Okay, thank you. You're kind of back in the noise for me.
He got you earlier. Let's see if Ben is there. N6SWR, N6SWR, Bakersfield, DMO5. Ben, are you there? K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over.
Anybody else, Blake? Go back.
N6SWR, Bakersfield, K6MYC.
All right, 862. Let me write that better so my wife can read this.
I wonder where Ben is tonight.
Oh, 1 second. That's fiddling. Any wonder they're working. 862. And good signal up this way there, Bill.
Okay. Now let's see. How about K6VBG? Are you here, Dave?
WB6JNP.
Okay. WB6JNP. I gotta have you do me a favor. Rob told me that Dan had checked in already, so I wrote in KM6HK, but it turns out we have more than one Dan. So you got to call Dan up and tell him to get on here so I don't have to erase what I did, over.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Erasers, come really expensive. Let me get on the radio, give them a call.
Well, it's not that. It's just I can't see any. I'll erase the wrong line or cross out the wrong thing here.
KM6HK.
Hey, there he is, KM6HK. We've got you, Dan. Thank you. That was quick.
Okay, very good. I don't want you to duplicate your paperwork there.
Oh, we got you. We got you. There's another Dan now. It's W6 Charlie Tango Tango in Fresno, and his name is also Dan. Dan. I'm sorry. And Rob, he checked in, but I didn't hear him. And so he said, Dan just checked in, so I wrote your call down. Anyway, thanks for being there. Good to hear you. Big, strong signal tonight. KM6HK with WB6JNP, K6MYC.
226 is here.
Roger. Okay, no response from Dan, but that's okay. Good evening, Ken. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, just managed to get out here finally. Yeah, I'll be leaving for the 10-meter net in a little while, and then I'll be back. So WA60IB is here.
Okay, we had Pat PMD in here for quite a while with big signals, but he went back to vertical.
Oh, yeah, I haven't talked to Pat in a while. Yeah, well, that's what happens when I don't get out here early enough.
He's talking right now. Can you hear him?
I'm pointed up to you, so I don't hear anything back there.
Okay, no worries. We're trying to get Ben in here to see if he's here and any other stragglers in the Fresno San Joaquin Valley area. Then we'll go over to Atascadero in a minute here.
W6QUI.
There he is. I don't even have to rotate for you. I'm pointing down south. We got good propagation. W6QUI. K6MYC. Good evening, Ron.
Yeah, good evening, Mike, and everybody else over there. Yeah, you're S9, so I figure I'll just check in now. I got another schedule a little after 8, so I also need to check Eric in. He's coming back from Bakersfield at the moment, so he's not able to get on. He'll be home much later. I'm hearing a few of the LA guys, by the way, with the antenna pointed to you. That's pretty amazing. It must be really good propagation tonight. Over.
Yeah, I think we've really got good propagation. I'm hearing a lot of the LA guys, even when they're vertically, they switch back and forth to vertical, and I can hear them vertical. So it's very, very good to hear this evening. Let me shoot it around the group and let everybody say hello to you. I've got Eric checked in, so he's done and you're in. WA60IB first. Go ahead, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Ron, down there. WA60IB here. Beautiful signal tonight, as usual.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. You're loud and clear over here. Yeah, seems like we do better, particularly with Mike when he points everywhere but this direction. Over.
Yeah, I think he's got something in the way there, and he goes around it when he points other directions. If he tries to point at it, it doesn't get here or get there. Yeah. Well, anyway, good to hear you. And we're going to be heading over in your direction here in a few weeks, so I'll let you know ahead of time. We'll come by and say hi again.
Okay, we'll look forward to that.
Roger. Thank you, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, Rob, go ahead.
How you doing, Ron? W6QI, KM6SR. I'm still pointed down towards Lake Isabella. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, you're loud over here, pounding in. I can hear almost anybody over there, no matter where I point my antenna. Pretty amazing. Or where you guys point them. Most of you are probably pointed south to LA, but I'm copying almost everybody. Over.
Roger, Roger. Yep, got good propagation. Although I got some noise talking to LA. So anyway, I wanted to say 73's to Rick. He was still hanging on there. KM6SR, back to net.
Okay, up to you, Frank.
Well, Ron, I just don't know what to say. Kind of a weak signal tonight, Ron. You're only 10 over. W6QUI, W6BBS.
That's all the horsepower I got. Yeah, you're loud. You're about 10 over here, too, Frank. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Have a good evening.
K6USY.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, W6QUI, K6USY, DMO6.
Yeah, good evening, Aaron. K6USY, W6QUI. A little weaker than the rest, but perfectly Q5 here. Over.
Very good, Ron. Are you going to be around this weekend for the contest?
Possibly Saturday, maybe. Probably not Sunday.
Okay, well, we'll try and work you on Saturday. All the kids are going to be out of the house, and I get to play radio on Saturday, so I'll be around. K6USY, back to net.
Hey, stand by. There was a weak check-in as they got started. Go ahead. Oh, W6TPD Monterey. Okay, I hear you. We haven't got around there yet, but we're coming to you next. Mike will be pointed that way in just a minute. Over. Okay, yeah, we're just about turning that direction now. Over. Go on, Mike.
Okay, I don't hear him, but I got to turn that way. We'll come over to him. Go ahead and talk to him for a second.
Yeah, okay, I'm turning right now to, whoops, wrong button.
7-3, Ron.
Was it W6 Tango TPD Tango Papa Delta? This is W6 BBS rotating the antenna. Over. Yeah, roger that. I think I passed you by just a little bit here, but yeah, that should be a lot louder. Yeah, as I swung past you with the antennas on a preset there, you pegged at about 10-15 over there. So good signal tonight, and Mike will be turned up here just momentarily. Over.
Roger that, and I appreciate you getting back to me. I think he's headed for a Tuscadero, correct?
No, we were just finishing up with a Tuscadero, and when Aaron was calling W6QUI down there, I heard you underneath that. I couldn't tell. I knew you were there. I didn't know which direction you came from, and I thought it might be Eric trying to check in. He's coming up the freeway from down south somewhere, headed back to a Tuscadero. So that's why I tried to let you slip in there. Just I knew somebody was there, didn't know who it was or which direction, but you got through. I was actually pointed at a Tuscadero at the time. I was pointed at about 220. Over.
Wow,
copy that. Yeah, I'm on the end of the wharf here in Monterey, and this seems to be a good spot with the Yagi. Anyways, I'm going to go back to listening in on YouTube and wait till Mike comes around.
5 in Clovis.
Copy that.
WA6LAB, good to hear you.
You as well, my friend. Whiskey 6, Tango, Papa Bravo, Monterey.
Yeah, good evening, Steve. W6TPB. Toasted peanut butter, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. I've got you S9 tonight from the wharf. I don't know if conditions are just really particularly good or good location to spot. I was able to beam in on you because I could rotate the antenna on top of the truck with the headphones on. I could hear you talking south, so that was really good business. Over.
Very good. No, good copy. So you're on the beam tonight, or are you on the mast with the whole loop?
No, I'm on the beam. So I've got a 3-element Yagi on a 2-foot section of PVC up on top of the roof of the truck.
Okay, well it's doing good. No problems at all. And it was good to work you when you were over here at Millerton Lake as well.
Yeah, copy that. You know, I was doing FODA in San Simeon, but I didn't think there'd be any chance I'd get you, so I didn't bother with the 6 meters. Have you ever had contacts in that region, over?
What region? What region did you say you were in for 6?
That was San Simeon.
Down by Hearst Castle, Mike.
Well, we could work it, but I don't know whether we can get over the hill to Hearst Castle. That's sort of like a San Luis Obispo shot.
Yeah, roger that.
Yeah, no, we can work that area.
Okay, well next time I go down there, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we can make it. There may be some QSB. I got heavy QSB on you tonight. You took one fade, went right down into the noise, but right back up again. So you're doing fine. Anybody else for Steve over there, W6TPB, Monterey?
Okay. He's talking. Yeah, he was saying San Simeon, Mike, and I understood him, and I realized you just weren't catching it. I figured you would catch the Hearst Castle reference, over.
Yeah, no, I heard it. I just don't know exactly where San Simeon is with respect to, but if I know where to put a point for San Luis Obispo, just a little north of Atascadero, as a matter of fact.
North of Pismo.
So I'm not sure you'll be hearing Scott tonight. I know the remote has been down for a couple of days. I don't know if they got it set back up.
Okay, well, let's take a standby. WA6LIE, Scott, are you here? He can also operate from the home QTH, but maybe he's not on operational there.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything over here.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll see him on tomorrow night, maybe on 673. Steve, W6TPB, and the group, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay, Monterey Bay.
K6MYC, W6TPB, 73. Thanks for picking me up.
073. Oh, do I have your Bozo number?
He's 1080, Mike.
1080 is correct.
Okay. Let's see. How about KW6S? I'm south of you, but let me come up on you. KW6S, are you there, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I'm here, and yeah, Steve was from Monterey. There was coming in real good here, so the beam must not be real tight, or just an extremely good signal. Anyway, yeah. Was there a 1296 last night?
Yes, there was, but I had, just as I walked into the shack and turned the amplifier on, the sequencer blew another fuse. Maybe something related to that. We're going to check it out. But I was barefoot with poor receive and no amplifier. But we did work 18 people, so we got almost everybody. I called for you several times, and WA6AXX was in strong, and several other people I could hear in the Bay Area. We would have heard you, but you may not have made any noise. Over.
I did a couple of times, but no response, and I never heard anything on the band, even when pointing up towards the Bay Area, when I usually at least know somebody's talking. So I was a little concerned about whether my hardware was working or not. But yeah, I probably didn't call at the same time you were pointed this way. But I'll be here tomorrow night on 432, K6NYC, KEW6S.
Okay, yeah, we'll look for you on 432. Shouldn't be any problem there. And look forward to that. And we'll have this. This was a repaired, actually a different sequencer. I took the one that was on 2 meters, and we just swapped them out. We fixed them both, but this is the one that was on 2 meters, and it failed here also. So there's something wrong in this system out here in the barn on 1296. And we'll have to just find out what's gone shorted on us. It's in the shack here somewhere. We've got a jumble of wires. We keep adding amplifiers, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 amplifiers in this room. And a lot of other crap all on this one bench, and it's getting pretty straggly back there behind the radios. Anyway, that's probably what's going on. We probably just got a wire that's come off or shorting to something else or something. Anyway, it only happens on 1296, and I think it blew just as I turned the amp on, so it must be somewhat related to a ground loop in the amp or something.
Yeah, one of the problems I had recently was I physically had broken one of the catch diodes on the back of a relay, and it got the driver, and so I changed the driver, and it got it again, and got to looking, and I had the diode right across the relay, and I'd physically cracked it. So that was giving me a hard time for a little while.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll check ours out. It won't be too hard. Frank will be over here tomorrow probably, and we'll get after it and see if we can figure out what's going on there. Anyway, good to hear you. Let's see. Anybody else for Tom this evening before we slide up into the Bay Area? Go ahead, guys. K6MYC.
WA6LIE, a little bit late. Good evening.
Oh, there you are. Okay, well, we called for you. Steve was also in here, and he didn't hear you, but you must have just got on. I know I don't know whether you're on from the home QTH or whether the unit's been repaired there or not, but good copy, and good to hear you. WA6LIE 618, K6MYC. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay, very good, Mike. You're sounding great over here. I was just off frequency, and I was messing around with too many other things. But finally, the remote, the internet came back on, so I've been doing certain things here and there, reconfiguring, whatnot. So I was busy, and I was off on different frequency, and I go, oh, I'm listening on the wrong frequency. So anyway, here I am. 7-3, Mike. Have a good evening. Nice showing you. You sound great tonight. WA6LIE.
Yeah, and I'm not quite pointed at you either. I'm clear up towards Santa Cruz, so good signals. We have good propagation to everybody. LA was pounding in here as well. 7-3, yes, Scott. We'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters, hopefully. I'm not 6 meters. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Monday. Look for you in the contest this contest weekend. You know, I was seeing signals today. There was somebody running FT8 on about 50.180, 190. What's that going on there? Do you have any idea?
No, most of the activities on 50.313, Mike, so I can't answer for the 180 stuff unless it's different modes.
Well, it was coming from the east, and it was very strong. So I got on 6 meters on 125, and I called CQ for about 15 minutes off and on, and I could not raise a soul. But this signal was clearly coming from somewhere, skipping in on E-skip or something, very strong, S8, S9 on the S meter at times. But couldn't, I don't know what the hell they were doing on 193 or 190 somewhere. I didn't look at the frequency specifically. There was nobody on FT8 on 313, if there was signals there, I didn't see anything. But this one was loud. I don't think it was local because it was fading. Over.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, that's right up there in where we run EME on 6 meters. In fact, 190 is where Lance does all his expeditions. So that's in the EME area. I don't know what you're hearing, but just thought I'd mention that. Over.
Okay. Well, it might have been somebody trying to get to Clipperton. TX5S is on. I think they're probably operational now, so that might have been somebody calling them. I don't think I would have heard them. They got stronger, whatever it was. It got stronger when I went east. I heard them pointing out to the Pacific, but as I went back to the easterly direction, the signal got much stronger. Over.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what their frequencies they're operating there. I didn't know anything about Clipperton. You know, I've got Clipperton on everything anyways years ago, but no, but I just thought I'd bring it up that that's up in that EME range where they run EME. And of course, on a de-expedition, there's no telling what they're doing where.
Well, it was definitely FT8 with a tone shift of about 10 cycles. Do you know anything about Clipperton there, Scott? Over.
No, negative. I've been so busy here. I haven't been up to date on that, although I'm always listening and looking at the cluster from time to time. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, well, you know they're on. Do you have that as a country already?
Yeah, I got one from several times so far. In fact, I even have a Clipperton amplifier. Actually got a couple of them there, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, they're... I think it's TX5 sugar, so you could type that in and see what comes up, just so you know that where they are and what they're doing. Maybe you can give us some feedback on Monday after the contest to tell us what you know about them. TX5S, I think, is the caller using. Anyway. Okay, Tom, 7-3, and back to you for your final. If you're hearing anybody else or wants to give a call to anybody, go ahead, and then we'll slide to the Bay Area. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, yeah, somebody was under there, Mike, as well. Yeah, I just looked at that. Earlier today, it didn't appear that they were on the air yet on TX5S, but listed on their band plan that they will be attempting Q65-60A at 50.189 and for 6-meter EME. So that could have been somebody giving it a shot.
That could have been. Okay, 189 are going to run EME on 189. Okay, very good.
It's kind of replaced JT65 on 6 meters.
Yeah, understand.
Very good. I don't know if Lee is in here, but hopefully tomorrow night, if he's not here tonight, tomorrow night he'll be in good shape with his new homebrew antenna. But otherwise, I'll be here as well. K6MYC, KW6S.
Well, this is Wednesday. He should be here. He's got a good station on 2 meters. How about it, Lee? KB6LEE, K6MYC. Maybe he's got his head buried in the 432 thing. Okay, well, clearly that was somebody trying to get warmed up for the TX5S station, because that's the frequency. I didn't look at it specifically. I knew it was around 190. 189, pretty good guess. So, but boy, whoever it was loud. It might have been the guy down in Bakersfield there that's got the big station for EME. He's using my my pair of 8877s on the band. Over.
Well, that should do. That should do fine if it keeps the duty cycle reasonable. Yeah, I just tracking the ship they're going in on, and they're not quite to Clipperton Island, I don't think.
Yeah, it may not be, but they may be. They are working from the Mobile. They've been working quite a few people from their Mobile, the Maritime Mobile station, with a different call site. It's on November 6th something. I think is the call, but when they get on the island, they'll be TX5S, but they have been working FT8 from the ship, over.
Yeah, I know. That was, I'm in the Northern California Contest Club at N6MW or WM. I can't remember which his call is. Yeah, they hopefully, I don't have Clipperton on anything, so I'll be going for it whenever they get there. A lot of pirates are being spotted and using that call already, so it's going to be kind of a zoo.
Oh, jeez. They just can't let us have our fun, can they?
Always get somebody that wants to stir things up and make a mess of it. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow night. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, okay. 7-3 Tom. K6MYC going now to the Bay Area. Bozo Net, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area. WB6JNN, I hear you. And pretty amazing that I could copy it all last night, Jim, because I was barefoot, of course. And I have terrible noise figure because I got 6 dB of feed line loss that I'm receiving through with no preamp. So I'm just amazed that I heard you pretty well most of the time. WB6JNN 285 K6MYC. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Mike. K6MYC WB6JNN. Well, I had 3 dB on you, so I have about 20 watts at the antenna. I think you have less. And you have a lower noise level too. I have pretty bad noise. It's only S1, 2, 3, somewhere in there typically, but it's still not zero. Not even close to zero. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I may or may not be on 220. I burned up the attenuator switching thing because I had 50 watts coming out of the 991 going into it, and I can't get anything quickly on that. If I could find somebody local that has a transverter I can borrow, then I could probably get on, but otherwise I won't be on 220. So don't worry if you don't hear me. WB6JNN.
What do you need for attenuators? A pad that can handle a 3 dB pad or a 10 dB pad, over?
Well, I ordered a new one, and it'll come, but it won't be till February or March. The things out of Ukraine are taking time, of course.
A new what?
Actually, a complete new transverter, the whole box. They have one now that's actually frequency locked and everything.
Okay, you want to get rid of the old one?
Well, the board's still good, and anybody that has a relay switching arrangement or some kind of a board that will handle that could use the transverter for sure.
We're looking for a transverter, but we don't need the receive part of it. We just need it for transmit. We're going to put it on the beacon. What's the IF, Jim?
28.
Yeah, well, we could change that, of course. We would rather have a 2-meter IF, but at least that's a transverter we could try using, over.
Yeah, okay, well, that's fine. And, yeah, when I get the new one, I'll give you the old one. I thought Ken had some of those lying around.
Ken's got one. He's using it.
Yeah, well, I thought he was repairing them sometimes and had some other ones lying around, but maybe not.
I don't know. Ken's on frequency. No, he's not now. He's gone over to 10 meters. Frank, are you copying Jim?
No, I don't know why. I turned my antenna back north, not hearing a thing.
He's not north. He's in the Bay Area.
No, I said I've just turned my antenna back and forth across the Bay Area, and I get him just a little bit, but I'm not hearing him tonight for some reason.
Okay, well, he's got a Ukrainian transverter that he burned up the input on, just burned up the input attenuator. The rest of the transverter is okay, and he's ordered a new one. The new ones are phase locked and everything, so they're more stable, but we could use the old one. He said he'd give it to us when he gets the new one, over.
Oh, that's fantastic, and I got no problem. I can fix an input pad.
It's got to have its IF changed, too. It's got a 28 meg IF, but that's just a crystal change and a little tune-up, I would think. Over.
Yeah, roger, roger.
So anyway, that's and Ken knows the circuitry pretty well. Between you and Ken, I'm sure you guys could get that thing running.
Yeah, roger, roger. That'd be a good thing. Tell Jim I said thank you.
Okay, Jim, thank you for that. I'm sure you're copying Frank. He's running more GU than you are. Are you copying Frank, Jim?
Yeah, he's S5, but unstable and KSB. And with the power difference, I imagine that's just enough to put me under his noise level.
What are you running tonight?
Oh, this puts out 50 watts.
50. Okay. Are you on the 991?
Yeah, just barefoot on the 991.
Barefoot 991. Okay, yeah, 50 watts. Well, you're doing fine. That's very steady, too. Anyway, okay. Well, we'll keep in touch on that one, and we can certainly, between Ken and Frank, I'm sure they could repair it and upgrade it to the different IF there. Thank you for that, Jim. Over.
Yeah, I think the mixer in that thing's in MOSFET anyway, so it shouldn't be that hard. But the filtering might be a little off, obviously.
Yeah.
6ISO.
WB6ISO. Dennis, before I forget, there's a station up in Oregon that is temporary QTH, but he's at 7,000 feet, and he's going to be listening for you tonight when we work Reading here in just a few minutes. His call is WB7 Mike Bravo, I think it is. WB7MB. WB7MB, yeah. Whiskey Bravo 7 Mike Baker. His name is Mike. He's got 350 watts and a 12-element M squared, and he's up at 7,000 feet and just across the border, 15 miles from the California border. Looks right down on Reading. Over.
Information from you. Over.
I guess Dennis didn't copy me.
He was doubling with you.
Yes, he was. I'll tell him to stand by, and I'll come up his way in just a minute.
Hey, Dennis, do you copy W6BBS?
Yes, I heard him say he'll stand by, and he'll be coming up this way momentarily. Thank you very much. I will be stand by. WB6ISO.
Okay, Dennis, thanks. He'll stand by, Mike.
Okay, tell him to turn north toward the Oregon border, toward Reading, where he would normally point for Reading, and listen for WB7 Mike Bravo.
Yeah, did you copy that, Dennis?
Negative. I got the Whiskey Baker 7. What was the rest of the call? Over.
Mike Bravo. And he's at 7,000 feet up in Oregon, and when you point to Reading, you should be pointed in his direction, and he's going to be listening for the net and maybe try to check in with you tonight. Over.
Okay, I will wait till Mike gets up there this way. I don't want to interfere with him, then I'll swing up toward the Reading area, and I'll look for Whiskey Bravo 7 Mike Bravo. Over.
You tell him to go ahead. Call him. I won't hear him off the back of his antenna.
Yeah, Dennis, Mike said go ahead and turn that way and call him. You won't bother him off the back. Over.
Roger. I certainly do that. Does he have a name? Over.
Mike, item Kilo Echo.
Yeah, it's Mike. Mike, item Kilo Echo.
Okay, let me confirm. You did say the gentleman's name is Mike. Is that correct? Over.
Roger.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, I will swing the antenna to the north, and I will give a call for Reading, and we'll see if Mike is on there. WB6ISO. Also, before I do that, relay to him, if you would, check in 160 Booster Kent, 336 Dave, if you could check those in, and also 1101. Over.
I got it.
Roger, we got him.
Okay, and one other one up there is 782. If you could check N6BX Larry 782 in as well, if you could do that.
Roger, got 782 as well.
Thank you very much, and you got a very nice signal since you were this way. You're 5'9", plus about 20 over.
Oh, roger that, Dennis. Thanks. This is Frank, W6BBS. About a kilowatt pointed in your direction now. Over.
Yeah, it certainly helps. You're doing a mighty fine job. Sounds great. Tell Mike, okay, I'm going to go ahead and swing the antennas up to the north, and we'll get ready and hopefully maybe get the Oregon station. WB6ISO going to the north.
Okay, Mikey, he's turning north. Go ahead and do your thing.
Roger.
That is when you're done taking down call signs and writing all that down, so I'll make just a bit of noise for just a minute just to cover you up. Yeah, Mike's just getting caught up with the check-ins he just took, and he'll be taking more check-ins momentarily. This is W6BBS Relay for Net Control.
I'm going to the Bay Area and looking for check-ins, further check-ins in the Bay Area. Bay Area. We only have one so far. K6MYC Bozo Net.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay, got you, Ed. Good signal. Over. Thank you.
Very good. I won't be here tomorrow night, but let's see, maybe talk to you over the contest.
Yeah, don't forget about the Saturday night thing if you can do it. If you're home on Saturday night, 7:30, 222, 8:30 or so, 4:32, and 8:30 to 9, 1296.
Yeah, very good. Okay, we'll try and talk to you then. 73 K6MYC WA6AXX.
Yeah, maybe we'll even work you before that on 2 meters at the beginning of the contest or so. I won't be spending a lot of time on the contest, but I'll get on a little bit in the peak times around the start of the contest and so on. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Ed. WA6AXX. And maybe in the near future, both Frank and I want to run another test with you on 1296 because we're trying to figure out why there's such a disparity between my puny little signal and his. He's running 10 watts also, same radios. We have arrays that are both high gain, and you saw quite a bit of difference, but maybe Frank didn't peak on you exactly, or maybe there was some difference in fading when we did it. So we want to do it again. He's concerned that he's not getting over to the Bay Area correctly or with this normal signal. And of course, you gave me S9 and you gave him S4 last night, so that raised some concerns here. Over.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's what I observed. So I'm happy to try it again.
Well, maybe we won't wait till after the contest, but it's something that we are curious about. The array seems to be working, but Frank's array has just gotten put together. It's gone through several different configurations and some problems with water in the feed lines and a phasing error and blah, blah, blah. So we think it's okay now, but we want to be sure. Anyway, thanks for that, Ed, and we'll maybe do it after the contest here. Okay, Bay Area Bozo Net, K6MYC, and the group listening.
Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November, India.
Okay, I hear you. Let's see. Why did I have trouble with your name? I know you're a friend of QFOs, and for some reason the name doesn't come up when you give me a WB6WNI.
No problem, Mike. I wonder if you're noticing a difference. I sure am. Yes, the name is Gary, Golf Alpha Radio Yankee, just like the other Gary, which I looked up. I could not hear him last time, but if I hear him, I'm going to have to talk to him. Anyway, it's Gary. I'm running the antenna, the new, like you said, the turkey finder antenna. It is horizontal, and I can tell a huge difference in signals. And then I can't stay on very long, but I just wanted to try it out with you. K6MYC, Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November, India, 1090.
Okay, gotcha. Fine, Gary, thank you. Yeah, you're strong, much stronger over here than you were, of course. And quite surprised, but not surprised. You should be stronger. Anyway, good enough. I got several that called in with you, so let me catch the others as well. I think I heard AB6SR. Was that you, Stan? Who else did I hear here in the Bay Area? Go ahead.
W6PQL.
WSC.
PQL and WSC.
I got him. I'm just writing it down, and all of a sudden my pen quit. Here, hang on.
Well, while you're really figuring out your pin there, I'll say hi to Jim. W6PQL, W6BBS. You might have turned on the amp or something there because you came way up. I very much appreciate the offer there on the transverter and whatnot to help our beacon project. Thank you.
Oh, you're probably talking about Jim, J&M?
Oh, I thought I thought Mike was talking about you. I thought that was you. Never mind. Well, thank you just for all the other good things you do, Jim.
Okay, you're welcome. By the way, you're very strong tonight. You're actually stronger than Mike is. And were you pointing at Dennis when you were talking with him?
Yes, I was.
Oh, you were very strong in that direction too. So I guess we just got good propagation tonight. But you're always right in there anyway, neck and neck with Mike. And I think I heard Rob in there a little bit too tonight. Anyway, Frank, are you? I'm not sure how soon you're going to need power on 1296, but I'm working on one right now. Probably be done in a few days, and if you don't need it right away, I'll just store it over here for you.
Okay, I will. I'll get a message to you here in the next couple of days and let you know how things stand. Over.
Yep, no problem. I'm just getting the work done when I've got an opening in the backlog here. So if you're not ready for it, I'll just put it aside until you are.
Did you get a thing in the mail?
No, the Postal Service hasn't been too good lately. In fact, they've been losing some of my shipments, and for international, I switched over to DHL. I don't use the Postal Service for that anymore. They're okay domestic, but because of the holiday, the mail is probably just delayed. I didn't see anything today.
Well, I'm sure it'll get there. Rob, you did mail that envelope, didn't you, to Jim?
Roger, Roger. How you doing, Jim? W6PQL, KM6SRR. Yeah, I mailed it on Tuesday at the main post office, I don't know, a little before noon. Over.
You did put a 3-cent stamp on it, though, didn't you?
Oh, that's it. I put a 2.5. I guess that isn't going to work, huh?
Oh, darn.
3 cents?
No, it used to be. I remember mailing a lot of letters that were 3 cents.
That was postcard, wasn't it?
Postcards. I'm old.
Oh, no. They were regular letters. Postcards were 2 cents.
Yeah.
You're always trying to give somebody your 2 cents worth, Mike.
Well, sometimes they take it.
Hello, Jim, W6OIB. You got a good signal tonight.
I can. Yeah, I guess we got good conditions. I can hear Rob in there too, and Rob, I copied every word. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. Yeah, you're S9, so good solid signal. Good evening to you there. And hello to Frank up there. I haven't said hi to you yet, but I've been listening to you. WA6OIB. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello, Ken.
Since you just got here, Ken, Jim, WB6JNN, fried the front end of his transverter for 222. So he bought a new one, and he's volunteering the old one in a state of disrepair, but not terrible, for the beacon project. We have to change the IF, and we have to put a new pad on the front end. The board seems to be okay. So that's in the future, probably in the next month or so sometime, maybe you and Frank can get together and figure out what's needed for crystals and stuff so we can move. It's got a 28 meg IF. We want to put it up on 2 meters, over.
Oh, okay, great. All right. Very good. Well, that's good. That gives us something to do. I'd be glad to help with that.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be too much, and I know you've got one. You're pretty familiar with it. You worked on yours quite a bit, I think, and so you might even have a different input attenuator. Did you get any spare parts for that thing?
Yes, I got a few. Yep, you betcha.
It's the input attenuator that he cooked. He put 50 watts into it, and I think it was rated at 10.
Yeah, there are a bunch of film resistors in there. Yeah, I've got a whole front end, unused.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we don't need to receive part of it. So that's something you could steal parts out of it. We're just going to use it, obviously, as a transmitter.
Yeah, for a beacon. That's cool. That worked great.
Yeah. Okay. Super. And thank Jim J&N for his donation.
Very good. Yeah, if you're in there, Jim. Is he in there tonight?
Well, you were
stronger. I don't know if you copy or not.
I don't hear him.
Yeah, he came back to you. He's just running 50 watts. He said you were stronger, but you're down right now. Okay. Very good. Thanks again, Jim. And Ken said thanks, of course. So there we go. Let's see. Bay Area, we're still looking for some other people. I thought I heard AB6SR in here, didn't I? Guess not. Who else is left in the Bay Area that we're missing? K6MYC trying to move along. I got KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. I got W6PQL, WA6AXX, and WB6JNN, and that's it so far. Over.
Yeah, okay. That's all I've heard.
There's KE6QR and
WB6JNN.
And I hear K6ERF and KE6QR. We'll be right there, Russ. I just want to clean out the Bay Area. So let me go up to you there. Just to be closer for you now. K6ERF, pick it up. K6MYC.
Yeah, we're receiving in stereo here, listening on the internet and on the radio, so we're not missing very much. It's kind of a neat deal. Yeah, good evening to you, and good signals all the way around here.
Yeah, good. Thanks for being there. I did not hear KE6QR. Are you just checking him in by yourself there?
I'm here, KE6QR.
Oh, you're there. Okay, there he is. With that good sounding audio now with the 9700. KE6QR, take it, K6MYC.
Hey there, Mike, and hello, Russ. And Ken, if you're out there, this is KE6QR, so Mike 88, Bozo 177, enjoying my new Icon 9700. Still putting that LEO satellite back together, kind of a slow process, but it's coming along smartly, so looking forward to being on these satellites here pretty soon. Have a good net, and I'm here in all kinds of stations I don't normally hear. It seems like we have extremely good conditions tonight. KE6QR, back to net.
Yeah, very, very good conditions. We were hearing LA at all those guys down there, even though when they went to vertical, I could still hear them here, so LA was really pounding in. Thank you, Gary, and of course we'll look forward to working on the weekend. Don't forget about the Saturday night get-together. Saturday night starting at 7:30, we do 222 for a half hour or so. Then we go to 432 when that runs out at 8 o'clock or 8:15, and then at 8:30 or 9, quarter to 9 or somewhere in there, we go to 1296, and we try to get everybody together so we can cross-pollinate our log sheets. Over.
Roger that. Okay, I'll be listening for it.
Alrighty, we'll see you then. I'll be sort of hosting it, but just trying to do control and getting A to connect with B. Over.
Oh, roger that. Well, I don't know if you'll hear me on the higher bands, because we're just going to be here at the house, but we'll give a listen on 432 for sure.
Okay. I got pretty good ears on 432, and same with 222. So you got 222?
I have 222 FM, but only when I'm mobile. Only rovering.
Okay, so we'll at least catch you on 2 meters, maybe 6 meters, 2 meters, and 432.
Roger that. We will be there.
Alrighty. 432 Saturday night, about 8 o'clock. You should kind of pay attention from about 8 o'clock on. There'll be some noise making up there and gathering around that time. Over.
I'm also going to try my 1296 outlet. It's going to be very, very low here, so there's no way you'll hear me from here, but I may pick up a couple locals.
Don't be surprised if I hear you. I worked the Bay Area yesterday as I was down with no power, and I have about 1 or 2 watts at the antenna, and quite a few people heard me in the Bay Area, so I should be able to hear your 10 watts with my array at 100 feet here.
Okay, we'll give it a try then. What's the call frequency?
1296-100.
1296-100. Okay, we'll be there. Thanks.
No special call frequencies except on this band. Somebody said, hey, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, let them know that we're going to be streaming on Saturday night so we can coordinate which band we're going to be on when, K6USY.
Okay, looks like according to Aaron, we're going to be streaming on Saturday night so you guys can coordinate and know when to go to what band. in case you can't hear everybody all the time. We'll be streaming, so pay attention to the streaming on Saturday night, and you'll know how to be, where to go at what time. Over.
Roger that.
All righty. Thanks again. And Russ, thanks for your participation also. Look forward to working you in the contest on 432, 6-2 and 432, I think, Russ, right?
Yeah, Roger, Mike. Yeah, I'll do my best to be there.
Thank you very much. Okay. N6 Radio Oscar, I'm almost pointed at you, N6RO, as I didn't hear you last night, but we were there, but we did get you logged in. K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, 835. Yeah, fine. I was there last night, and I think Steve relayed to you or Frank that there was a bunch of us up here that couldn't hear you. Anyway, I was there. And let's see, I'm going to be pretty casual in the contest this weekend, but I will make your Saturday night function. And we have the prime contest on Saturdays, NAQP, sideband. So I won't have complete control of the rotators until Sunday. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow night on another band, N6RO.
Okay. Good. Well, we'll see you on 432 tomorrow night, and we'll do what we can. I know you'll do the best you can with what happens on Saturday night. And again, Aaron's, you might have a clue from what's going on. Maybe you can squeak in there looking at live streaming and knowing when to point and when to get on and when not to. Over.
Yeah, I'll try that. I haven't done it so far, but I just got a speaker hooked up so I can do that on this particular station.
Okay, very good. And we did get you checked in. I did call in your direction, but we didn't hear you. I have heard Steve before, and I'm pretty sure I could have heard you, but you may not have been pointed my way. But I have terrible receive when I don't have the preamp up there, and 6 dB of feed line loss coming down. So it takes my 10 watts down to about 2.5 watts if I'm lucky at the antenna. Over.
Yeah, understand. It's probably timing, because I wasn't constantly here. I was just checking in between taking bites of my dinner.
No, I know you told me you were going to be intermittent on that, so I was mostly trying to get Steve. I called harder for Steve than you, but I did not hear Steve. I didn't even hear a rumble from him. But you and he and Paul all worked Ed at WA6AXX, and he relayed all that stuff. So we're in good shape. We did okay. We can make the net work, but boy, it's sure hard when you only got 2 watts. Over.
Well, I've been there before I got the amplifier. And, well, that's enough comment for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night. By the way, I'm hearing everybody in all directions tonight. Like the Martinez guys, and I'm hearing Dennis off the back trying to get the Oregon station, and all you down south, Frank and Ken and Rob are all very loud tonight. N6RO, away!
And we're very late, but I did work WB7 Mike Bravo in Oregon. He's just 15 miles on the other side of the border at 7,000 feet. He has 350 watts and a 2M12, and he was going to listen for us tonight. So when you're done here, if you got a minute, you might turn around that way and keep your ear out for him when I point toward Redding and yell. Over.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Later. W6SSW. Go ahead, Steve. K6MYC.
Yeah, W6SSW, Bozo 793. Yeah, I heard, I thought I heard Rob calling last night when I realized what was going on. I got in a little bit late, so I didn't have any streaming capabilities set up at the time, so I wasn't listening live.
are listening to the streaming. So when I finally figured out what was going on, I think Rob was trying to call it this way, but I did hear you a little bit, but wasn't able to reply. You didn't hear. You turned away. Yeah, we got a good connection through Ed in the Bay Area. So oh well, we'll make it work one way or the other.
Well, it was my fault here. We just lost the transverter, or the sequencer again, which takes me out of the preamp. And we'll solve that problem. We didn't realize it was something in the system. We thought it was just a transverter that failed. We fixed the transverter, and we have two of them that work exactly the same now, and we swapped them. So this is a different transverter, but it failed the same way as the other one. So there's something going on in the 1296 system. I'll find it. We'll have it fixed by next week. Should never happen again, hopefully. Anyway, Rob was calling you, so you did hear Rob, and that's a good sign. Did you hear that, Rob?
Roger, Roger. And you're saying transverter. You must mean sequencer. And how you doing there, Steve? W6SSW. Can you hear me now? Over.
Yeah, I hear you, Rob. No problem. Yeah, sorry. By the time I figured out that you were calling up this way, and I finally heard my call sign, I was a little late in getting back to you guys, or didn't have enough power to reply. But thanks for the effort, anyways.
Roger, Roger, no problem. I just got to improve my station also. KM6SR, back to net.
Okay, Steve, I'll let you go. We'll see you tomorrow night on 432. I'm running late, so I better get up to Redding and see if we can work this guy in Oregon that I worked this morning on 40 meters.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Well, good luck with that. Well, I'll be listening on the live stream.
Okay, very good. See you tomorrow. K6MYC going to Sacramento. Okay, this will be close to Darren, KJ6 KFB, K6MYC.
Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756.
Okay, got you, Darren. Good, strong signal here, no problem. And we are going to try and work Oregon tonight. If you want to turn around to listen, I don't know whether he's going to hear me up that way or not, but there's a fellow, WB7 Mike Bravo, just across the border, about 15 miles at 7,000 feet in Oregon. Looks right down the pipe over through Redding. And so he's going to be looking for us tonight, and he knows about the live streaming, so if he's watching that, he knows I'm coming up his way now. So WB7MB, and we'll be calling him and looking for him, and at the same time we're looking for the Redding guys. Let's see if Bill's in here. KO6JD, Bill.
Yeah, I'm here. Get Dennis to put his multi-element gizmo pointed that way as well to listen.
Well, we told Dennis about it earlier, so Dennis should have been up on the frequency calling already.
No, he's down on 15. I can see him down there. So, no, forget it. You're on your own.
Okay. Now, he's got one of the arrays that I thought surely could make it up there to this fella. He was very confident that he could hear you guys in the Redding and the Sacramento area. He's worked down into that area already. He's got two locations, one in Oregon, and he's got a home QTH in Vancouver, Washington. Runs 1.5 kW and a big array of M-squared antennas up there with more gain and more altitude. He's also worked into California from up there into Redding, so he can do it. Just a matter of getting this on at the right time, and the live streaming should help him if he's using it. I told him all about it today, and he knew how to do it and so on, so it shouldn't be anything except timing that would keep us, or band conditions that would keep us from hearing him. NYC. Have you heard anything from John, KR6MR?
Yep, he's here.
KR6MR, go ahead, John.
Very, very weak. K6NYC, this is KR6MR Bozo 759. How copy, over?
I got you. I wasn't pointed right at you there. I was a little bit shy of your direction, but we got you. Not as strong as normal, but good copy. K6MR, K6MYC. Gotcha.
Okay, very good. You're coming up a little better now. I've got my antennas on the new tower. I have not raised it yet, so it's sitting a little lower than the previous antenna setup, but I am pointed almost in the correct direction within 10 degrees of you. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. Over.
Okay. Well, we'll look for you on 432 tomorrow. I hear you got the live streaming going in the background there.
Yeah, we need to turn that down.
That's all right. Doesn't bother me as long as it doesn't bother you.
I don't hear it. I got my headsets on right now.
Okay. All right. Well, look for you on 432 tomorrow. Right now, we're going to point toward Redding and try to work Redding. We also have a station in Oregon that I talked to this morning on 40 with the capability to get on, and I told him when we'd be there. And he might be watching the live streaming also, so he knows, and he'll hear me, so he'll know when to pay attention and when to make noise down this way. So if you want to turn around, you can. He's in about 15 miles on the other side of the border, runs about 350 watts and a 12-element M squared at that location. That's a vacation location, but that's where he is right now. WB7 Mike Bravo, his name is Mike, over.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Mike, can you confirm his call sign? Because I can't find it on QRZ.
So it's not going to help. And I've got to get inside the house. It's been a little late here for me tonight.
I'll try a different prefix, Rob. Okay, 73, John, I know you're got to get in. Try KB7MB or try N7. It's not W. It's not N7 and WB, MB. I know it's MB at the end because his name is Mike Baker or something like that. WB7, Mike Baker. Mike something.
KB7MB gives me Doyle Wright in Springfield, Oregon.
Antenna here.
No.
Up north, and I'll be listening out then if I can hear anything. So, okay, I'll get out of here and I'll swing around and see what.
If I'm not mistaken, his home is Vancouver, is it not?
Vancouver, Washington.
Or maybe Vancouver is where he's at, but he's not at his home station. He's at his summer home or whatever it was. Mike, over.
That's in Oregon, 15 miles on the other side of the border. He's in Oregon. His home call is he's in Vancouver, Washington. There's a home QTH, so that's what's going to show up on the QRZ page, and it's B7MB, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if I got the wrong first, I think it was WB7MB. I said it many times this morning. Anyway, no worries. Maybe if we can work him, we'll get the right call sign. Let me do this. Let me call for Redding right now and see what they got. KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, and KO6HS, K6MYC, calling and listening. Redding. Yeah, KD6SW, we do hear you. We hear you, Rich, but quite weak at the moment, but I'm sure it'll come up. Let me see where I'm pointed. Yeah, I'm about in the right direction for you. Yeah, it should be somewhere in this direction right here. So it'll probably come up. And we also have an Oregon station, WB7 Mike Bravo, I believe is the call, but he should, if you can turn around and listen for him and make a call, he should be able to hear you guys easily. He's running 350 watts in a 12 element M squared, so you should be able to contact him and get him into the net here. KD6SW and then over to Jerry, K6MYC. Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, you were much stronger a few minutes ago, but we're in a fade right now. Yeah, I was listening to you on the stream there, so I figured I wasn't going to turn the antenna around until I got checked in here and see if I can hear anything up that way. I assume he's probably due north of me here up on Mount McLaughlin or whatever they call that up there. So, okay, I'll listen for him. KD6 stopping wet.
Roger, KD6SW. You came up a little bit, and let me get Jerry in here, and then we'll make a call, see if we can hear him. He should be live streaming, so he should know what I'm trying to do here. KO6HS, Reading, K6MYC, Jerry. Yeah, Roger. You're Q5, but S0, same as Rich. Q5, S0, Q5, S0 at the moment, very poor. The band's in really good shape in every other direction, so it should be good up the valley, but maybe we're just in a null here. But good to hear you, Jerry. Thanks for checking in, and you guys in the future should be listening for the WB7 up there, because he's going to be there for a while. And he also can check in from his other QTH in Washington. He's in Vancouver, home QTH, Vancouver, Washington, with 1.5 kilowatts and a big Yagi array. So he's worked into California several times from up there. So you should be able to hear him on this frequency. And so there you go. Let me take a standby and see if anybody can hear him. You guys can go ahead and spin around the other direction and have some calls. Make calls if you want, because you won't bother me off the back of your beam. So make a few calls up that way. AD6 Sugar Whiskey and KO6HS 7373. We'll see you in the contest. K6MYC. I think they've already turned. Okay, WB7 Mike Bravo, if I got the call right. Maybe I don't, but I think it's right. WB7MB. Maybe you can even try CW if you've got it there. K6MYC, calling and listening. Nothing heard so far. How about you, Frank?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll catch him on 40 in the morning and find out whether he heard anything or whether he forgot or whether he couldn't get the live streaming going or 6 other things. I'm a lot later than I said I would be for him. I told him I'd be up there between 8 and 8:30, and I think we're well past that, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
What time is it, Gord? 10 to 9?
4 minutes.
4 minutes to 9. Okay, well, I guess we'll get up there before Larry goes to bed. One more call, WB7MB, WB7MB. Mike Bravo, Mike Bravo, Mike Bravo, Oregon, Oregon, Oregon. Come on in, K6MYC, calling and listening. Try a slightly different heading. Oregon, 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 WB7MB, Mike Bravo, Mike Bravo, Mike Bravo, Oregon. Oregon, Oregon, kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee Charlie, calling and listening, over. Okay, let me go further north and see if that helps. Mike Bravo, WB7MB, Mike Bravo, Oregon, Oregon, kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee Charlie, calling and listening. There's Larry. I'll go get Larry. N7 Whiskey Tango. N7 WT, we've got you, Larry. I'm pointed your way now. K6MYC. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. How copy, Larry?
Whiskey Tango returning. You're good signal here, over.
Yeah, good signal here. We've spent a little bit of extra time. There's a station up in Oregon, just on the other side of the Oregon border that we're trying to connect with here, but so far no luck.
Yeah, I was listening there. I told you they called you to get a blank spot. You were coming in from my station real strong when you worked, so move farther north like that. Wanted to let you know, that was me on CW last night on 1296. I worked, I couldn't hear anything on the radio, but I was working your streaming. And so I said a lot of CW and noticed that Rob heard me and you confirmed me on the streaming, but I'd never heard anybody on the radio, over.
Well, that's because you can't hear my 2 watts. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, I have trouble sometimes with your 600, over.
I know. Yeah, no, I had a sequencer problem again, and we couldn't key the amplifier, and we had no preamp, so I didn't even try to call you. I let Rob call you several times. Did you hear Rob?
No, I'd like to say I could hear Rob on the streaming calling me, and I was answering him. And when you asked me about if KE7UQL was there, I sent you a whole string of R's, but you guys never copied the R's. And Daniel was there also, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, Rob doesn't know CW, but I've told him what a Roger sounds like. Da-da-dit, 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 da-da-dit. And I said that's what you'd be coming back with. But we just didn't hear you. I'm sorry. It was a poor showing for us, but we'll have it fixed next week, Larry. Sorry about that. We got you checked in anyway, over.
Roger. Okay, anyway, like I say, Daniel was there also, so be sure to check him in too. He tried to call you too, but to no avail, over.
Well, there was a couple of times I thought I heard bits and pieces of Daniel, but it was so weak I couldn't be sure. I think I checked you both in anyway, because I knew you'd be there. All right, very good. Well, look for you tomorrow night, of course. We'll look for you tomorrow night, and then, of course, we'll look for you on that Saturday night get-together on 222, 432, and 1296, Saturday night between 7:30 and 9, over.
Roger. Yeah, you're down. So you're going down to the noise now. We're losing signal. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow night on 432, and we'll also look for you 7:30, 8 o'clock on the contest Saturday. So 7-3 for now. 7-3. Maybe Daniel's out there. Give him a call. And 7WT.
Sure, I will do that. 73s for now, Larry. N7WT. KE7UQL. Daniel, go ahead. K6MYC. Yeah, we hear you. KE7UQL. Sorry about last night. I had a failure, so we were only running 2 watts. I'm surprised you couldn't hear me, over.
No trouble, but I was set up for the weekend on that band, over.
I'm sorry, I heard you say no problem, and then what else did you say?
I said I'm set up on the band for this weekend, over.
Roger, good on the weekend, yes. We'll look for you on Saturday night, particularly somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, just about this time on 1296 Saturday, over.
Roger, will do.
All right, buddy. Take care. Thank you for being there. Sorry about last night, but we did get you logged in, so we did check in all okay. 73, KE7UQL and N7WT, K6MYC. Rob, are you getting anything from them?
Oh, yeah, I'm hearing them not real strong, but I don't know if they're going to hear me. N7WT and KE7UQL. This is KM6SRR. Over.
Daniel came back to you, so he's hearing you, but it is weak right now.
Yeah, I heard him give his call sign, but that's all I could make out there. It's 73, guys, KM6SR, back to net.
You guys in Reno hear me, WA6LOL.
We didn't copy you, but I got a little mixed up with the screening on at the same time. Did copy you, Rob, KM6SR, 73 and 7WT.
Okay, and stand by, guys, for WA6LOL. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the guys up in Reno were copying me. I'm getting a really good bounce at about 100 degrees. I don't get them direct, but I get them sort of at 100 degrees going up and down there. Anyway, Larry, you guys hear me up there, WA6LOL.
Larry, any copy on WA6LOL running 1500 over?
I could just tell he's in there, but I wouldn't be able to hold a conversation with him, over.
It'll come up. It's like everything else. You have to wait for the QSB. Take another minute or so and keep giving them a few calls, Dave. We're at the end of the net here anyway, over.
Okay, all right. N7WT and KE7UQL, WA6LOL down here in Sonora. I'm at about 120 degrees, I guess, which is sort of southeast, and I get a pretty good bounce. But usually I don't when I go up toward you right there about 15 degrees. I don't get anything direct usually. I usually have to bounce off of something. So anyway, maybe you can hear me. You were really loud a little bit earlier, but now you've kind of faded down into the nothing. So anyway, N7WT and UQL up there, WA6LOL.
Should give your call phonetically until they learn who you are.
Okay, it's a Whiskey Alpha 6 Lima Oscar Lima, WA6LOL, Whiskey Alpha 6 Lima Oscar Lima, over.
Hey, copy, Larry? He may be searching around for you, and he's not able to hear me now, but you got a really funny bounce path. You should be pointing, at them directly. For me, they're about 6 or 7 degrees, over.
Mike, I can just barely tell he's detecting him in there. Every once in a while I hear he comes up a little stronger, but it's not good enough for conversation, over.
Well, it will be. He said earlier you guys were rock solid in there, so it's just like everything else, big, long QSBs, over.
Yeah, so where's the QSB? We're low into it right now. You're up out of the noise, but LOL is in there all the. By the way, ask him from your end there. I haven't seen him lately on 6-meter FT8. He usually keeps that going over there from that side, over.
What did you want me to ask him about 6-meter FT8?
Yeah, I haven't seen him the last couple days or so. Usually he keeps that FT8 running pretty steady on 6 meters. I haven't seen him on the college CQ here in the last few days, over.
Oh, okay. Well, he's probably doing moon bounce. The moon's been up real late early in the morning, if you will. So he may be resting from the long overnight moon bounce efforts, over.
That's it. I've been attached to the moon. I'm connected with the moon at the hip.
And usually he's all over that station most of the time. I just haven't heard him lately. I wondered what he was doing different, over.
Yeah, he says he's become attached to the moon at the hip, Larry, over.
Okay. All right, roger on that. All right, we'll just say 73. And sorry I didn't make it with him. And of course, I've looked him a number of times, so off and on the FT8 over there. Anyway, take the NYC 73 to you. See you here tomorrow and again on the weekend. And 7WC.
Okay, 7-3, Larry. Rob?
Yeah, Larry, boy, you came up really loud there for a moment there. A little bit of QSB, but we'll say N7WT, KM6SR, 73.
73, Rob.
You're going to lose your power, Mike.
Right now, but I did hear you in there.
What's the number?
40%.
We're okay. We're good down to 25. I'll go throw the switch later, but no, we'll make it easily. Yeah, it's 25% where it kicks out. We're done here anyway. I've got to. You want to go down and see if you can get Eddie?
Okay, yeah, just a minute. Dave, WA6LOL, you had a guy up there from Groveland that you wanted us to check on or something? I tried his call sign on QRZ, and it was an expired license. Over.
Well, we're kind of that way up here in the foothills. No, it's KE6. Give it back to me, and then I'll remember.
KE6 KIY.
KYI, yeah. His name is Grayson, so you'll know you got the right guy if the first name is Grayson. KE6KYI, yeah. And he's in Groveland, but I was getting all excited about getting him on, and he's actually was just getting ready to give away his 6-meter sideband radio, and he put it on a J-pole, and I was cross-polarized to him here, and so anyway, but yeah, he's actually won't have a rig from now on, a sideband rig. So I told him, well, if you do get another one, or if you get that one back, be sure and check into the Bozo Net. It's a lot of fun. So, and also, Rob, Mike, would a solar panel help on the beacon project? I have one of those 2x4 foot 12-volt, 100-watt solar panels that it's brand new, and I'm just not using it. Would Frank? Would that help Frank out with the beacon?
Frank, are you copying Dave?
Yeah, I heard he faded off right at the end, and I have a bunch of solar panels like that. I can always use more. I need to collect more, but it's not a necessity to get the project off the ground. I have enough power to cover the beginning right now. So if he wants to donate one, it'll get used somewhere, if not on the beacon, somewhere on the place here. Over.
Did you hear that, Dave?
No, he must have his antenna off of me because he usually blows my radio right in my lap here, so I didn't hear him. No.
I don't know. Where are you pointed, Frank?
Well, I'm pointed north, and I got the amp shut off. Give me a second here, and there. That should bring me up. Am I any better now?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, I turned my antenna about 40 degrees and or whatever it was, and turned the amp back on. Over.
Okay, yeah, because you're always super loud up here. I think maybe you had me in a null off the back side of the antenna or something. I was asking if I've got one of those 2x4 foot 100-watt 12-volt solar panels. It's brand new in the box. I haven't even taken it out. I bought it because I thought I was going to mess around with it, and then other things buried in priority. So would that help with your beacon project?
Yeah, here's the thing is it can, or it could end up somewhere else on the place. We have several things going on, and so more solar panels always help. I'm pretty well covered on the battery right now that's going to run the beacon, I think, but I'm weak in other areas. So yeah, it's not a necessity to get the project up and running, but it's, overall it'll help the whole thing in the long run. Over.
Okay, well, let me donate to the cause because it's doing no good out there. The box is getting rained on. The box looks like hell, but it's brand new inside. So, okay, well, I'll donate it to the cause, and maybe I'll figure out how to get it down there to you. W6BBS, K6MYC, WA6LOL.
Well, don't ship it. Just leave it there, and if you come down for the next club meeting, you can bring it down and we'll get it to Frank.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Or you just got to tell me that you've got a tower laying in your yard that's in the way, and I'll be up there snap, crack, and popple.
Oh, yeah, I see. Always ready to help.
Yeah, especially when a tower's coming home on my trailer high.
Yeah, I just brought one this direction, a little short one for the moon bounce thing, but it's enough to get the butt end of the XP32s off the ground. That's just about 23 feet, I think.
I'll tell you a little story about it. Have you been around farming? Do you know what a bin trailer is? Over.
No, I don't. I grew up in Los Angeles, so.
Okay, well, out in the farmland, like in orchards where they put the big 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot square bins that they will fill with almonds or pistachios or something like this, the way they used to move these, when they would shake trees and whatnot, is they had these trailers that are just a single axle under them, and all it is a steel trailer with these 2 skids on the back, and it actually is like a little tilt bed thing, and it's just got a bunch of rollers on it, kind of like on a conveyor belt. And you literally just back the thing up into these square boxes full of nuts and stuff and force it under it, and it rolls it up on there, and then you pull it down and roll it forward, and you just keep picking them up and strapping them on that way, and you pick up like 4 bin boxes on one of these. So I had one of these that was on one of my farming customers' ranches that had just been sitting there, and he gave it to me. I hauled that home, and I had what was left over of a 72-foot tower that got hit by a funnel wind, and the second section up, it folded over about halfway down. So I literally had a tower that was, by the time I got it finished, was about 27 feet long. I mounted it on that bin trailer and put my 4 XP32s on that. And if I went vertical, they would just about touch the trailer or whatnot. And so they were just right down at ground level, and I worked my first 102 countries with my antennas at that elevation. Over.
Oh, I'll be darned. That's great. Yeah, I figured it doesn't help a lot to be, 50 or 60, 70 feet closer to the moon. I don't think there's a lot of dB gain there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The path loss is phenomenally, cuts it right in half. Let me just take a second here. Late checks and missed in the Bay Area. Bay Area, Bozo Net. Anybody left over there before we shut the net down? K6MYC, Bay Area, Bozo Net, over.
Bozo 410.
Bozo 410, not in the Bay Area, but we'll take you, Russ. Good evening.
Oh, hey, Mike, good evening. Yeah, I've been out here. I guess we missed each other, but anyway, I'm checking in now. So, anyway, I didn't hear anything from the guy up in Oregon, so, maybe next time. All right, Mike, I'll let you get back to that with your follow-up in the Bay Area, and we'll catch you probably on, when will we catch you? Well, maybe tomorrow night. So, 73 for now, KW16.
Yeah, we'll catch you on 432 tomorrow night, and then we can coordinate for the weekend. You know what times we're going to be on. 7:30 to 9 for the 3 bands, 222, 432, and 1296, and you're going to be good for one of those.
No, absolutely. Yeah, 432 would be about it. So, okay, very good, Mike. Well, 73, have a great evening. K6MYC, KW16.
Okay, 73, Russ. One more call, Bay Area. Late checks are missed, K6MYC. Nothing heard. Rob, you want to call Eddie?
Okay, but first I want to tell Dave, we had the Y and the I transposed there on your friend Grayson, so I got him up here now. I guess we'll wait to give him a call Bozo number when he calls in, over.
Well, he's not. He's giving his sideband radio away, and so he was just kind of air checking it before he was going to give it away to a guy, and up there local. So he won't even have 2-meter sideband. So I guess we'll just have to wait until he comes around with another radio. But I'll stay on him when he does.
Push him to get another radio.
Yeah, I guess. He runs he actually calls the net up here, the Tuolumne County T-Cares net up here. So, really nice guy. And he's up there in Groveland, got a pretty good location when he's not running vertical.
Yeah, I get him used to the weak signal stuff. There's a lot more talent here, I think. 7-3, Dave. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Dave. Thank you. WA6 LOL KM6SR 73. I'm going to go down to towards Bakersfield.
Because we were talking into Los Angeles, but LA was busy talking into Arizona, and then we were working on getting into Oregon. So that quite a net tonight.
Yeah, for sure. of Bad Boy's little kids out here earlier. He must have farted because I got a whiff of skunk smell, but I didn't see any. And I opened the door and it wasn't out there. He must have just farted.
Oh, me. Yep, well, that's probably it. Hey, Mike, I have a question for you. I'm going to cut some 1/4-inch aluminum plate, and I'm going to mount everything in that relay box up there on the aluminum plate. I'm just going to use that for what I put everything on. Now, I want to cut it, so I have a 7-inch circle saw, and I saw on the internet a guy was talking about a carbide steel blade or something for cutting aluminum and keep it oiled. Does that sound like the right kind of a 7-inch circle blade to use and then oil to cut 1/4-inch aluminum plate?
Yeah. Anything that has a carbide blade on it will cut it. And you should oil it with just regular oil. Don't be too fancy about it. Just put a little oil on the plate where you're going to make the cut line, and that's all you need. Any blade you have, I don't think you can buy a blade anymore that doesn't have carbide blades. Over.
So a carbide blade, okay. And I guess for cutting aluminum like that, I want something, not the big old gaping holes like I use when I'm cutting up 2x4s. I guess I want to get some kind of a metal blade.
No, just a regular wood blade works fine. Carbide wood blade is fine. I use it all the time.
Oh, I'll be darned. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I will do it, and I'll stand back at first, but I trust you. I'll try it.
Yeah, no, you got a good, what is it, a table saw?
No, it's just a hand, the black and yellow,
DeWalt.
The kind of stuff contractors use, that kind of a saw.
Yeah, DeWalt hand saw. Okay, just use a fresh battery. You want to keep your speed up. Go slow. Don't push it. You'll stall the saw before anything else happens. But yeah, just go slow. You'll be fine. Those blades, as I recall, they cut from the top down. They rotate correctly. So just a bead of motor oil on the surface of where you're cutting, you'll be fine.
Just wear eye protection.
Well, yeah, you can wear eye protection. The saw should have a big thing that goes over the blade, but you should just generally, whenever you're using any kind of stuff like that, you should have eye protection. Or the industrial squint is what I use.
The what?
The industrial squint.
Oh, yeah, squint. Yeah, it reduces the chances of something being able to hit your eye. So, well, I'll look and see what I got for a blade. I think I've got something that's not a ripper for cutting 2x4s and stuff, and then motor oil, and I'll just clamp it all down really good and get a deal on there to guide the saw. So I can...
Let me know when you want me to call Eddie.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and if you're going to buy a blade, then buy one that's made for, I guess you would call it not a cross-cut blade. What do they call it? Finishing blade. It's got more teeth. The more teeth, the better.
Okay, well, I actually have one in the box that, but it said it was for wood, but I suppose, it doesn't have the big gaping holes like the ripper blades, so I'll go ahead and use that. And it looks like I bought it some time ago. It looks like a pretty good blade. So anyway, I'm just going to mount everything up there in the relay box on that thing. And
what is he cutting, Mike?
Anyway.
Aluminum.
All right. Well.
Oh yeah, I've got a blade I ordered for that, and it's carbide teeth, 102 teeth, and it does real good.
We're pretty good. I don't know why I don't hear LA better up here. Boy, you guys in the valley, something about that valley floor.
Oh, you got blockage. Hang on a second. Yeah, you can buy a special blade for metal cutting, but a wood blade works. You're not going to do a lot of this, so your wood blade will hold up eventually. But it's all anything that has carbide blades in it is fine, and more teeth the better for aluminum. But Yeah, but you can buy a special blade. Rob broke in and said he bought a special one for aluminum. It's 100 teeth or 102 teeth, Rob. But I wouldn't do that for the one cut you're going to make. If you've got a carbide blade in your hand saw that's got reasonably number of teeth, you'll be fine. Over.
Okay, I'm probably not going to be doing it a whole lot.
Good night. See you in the morning.
Down both vertically and horizontal, I'll be able to get it in there, and then I'll just use those pieces to kind of double up on the relays to kind of sink the temperature down on them into the plate. So, all right. Well, that sounds good. So I'm glad I asked you. That saves me running to Lowe's.
Yeah. Alrighty, Rob, go ahead and call Eddie, and then we'll close this thing down. 730 all K6MYC to KM6SRR.
Okay, Mike. KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by. Down in Porterville, KE6BK, KE6BK for the 2-meter Bozo Net. Over. I'm not hearing anything, Mike. KM6SR.
KE6BK.
There he is. How you doing, Eddie? KE6BK, KM6SRR.
Yeah, trying to get my radio to work here. Wasn't working very well.
Well, it's hard to hear you when your radio's not working very well, huh?
Yeah, that is true. So, yeah, I made it work here, so hopefully everything's going all right.
See, 858.
That's correct, Mike. 858.
Yeah, good evening, Eddie. Good to hear you. Happy New Year. We haven't talked to you since the first of the year. Try to check in more often here. Good to hear you. Go ahead, Rob.
Good to hear you there, Eddie. Appreciate you being on KM6SR.
Yeah, Rogers. Okay. Well, you guys have a great one. Happy New Year to you. Make it a good one. KE6BK 73.
73, Eddie.
73, Eddie. Back at you there, too. Have a good one.
Okay, I got 47 check-ins, I think. How'd you do?
Yeah, I haven't counted them, but I think you're writing them down same as what you got there. Over.
Okay.
I did some question mark searches on QRZ for the guy up in Oregon there, and I didn't get anything close. I got one guy in Sequim, Washington, but that's on the north side of Washington, not in Vancouver area. Over.
Yeah, and I didn't write his call down. Maybe he'll be on 40 tomorrow in the morning. I'll double check it.
Yeah, that'd be good, because I tried different scenarios and not coming up with it. Over.
I'm just trying to think of what letter I could have screwed up.
Well, I tried November Bravo, and that didn't do it either, and I put 2 question marks in front. You know, I didn't put 1 question mark in front of it. I'll try that.
I know it was something Bravo 7 Mike Bravo. I'm pretty sure it was Mike Bravo. That's the other one that I'm not sure the second letter. I wasn't Mike Delta, but it was. I think I have it right, but I could be wrong. If it wasn't Mike Bravo, then we'll just have to wait to work them.
Yeah, I didn't find him there with a 1 question mark, you know, with just 1 letter in front of the 7.
Well, no worries. Okay, I'm out of here, 7-3. Have a good one tomorrow. We'll see you on the band tomorrow night, Rob. KM6SRR, Frank already checked out. WA6LOL, 73 Dave, K6MYC, going clear. Bye-bye.
Good night, Mike, WA6LOL.
Night.
Okay, Mike, K6NYC, KM6SR, 73, and I'll say 73 there and K6USY. I imagine you're listening there. Over.
Good night, Rob, WA6LOL.
I heard my call sign kind of fluttery. Come again, please?
Dave, LOL.
Okay, yeah, I'm pointed out. He's off the back there. Okay.
Yeah, I must be off the back of his beam there. Rob, I was just saying goodnight. WA6LOL, going to be QRT.
Good night, Dave. I got a bounce on you. I'm heading down at 160 or so. Anyway, WA6LOL, 73, KM6SR, clear.
Yeah, you sound good. I was actually getting the same bounce that I was getting Nevada. I was getting you really well off of that bounce. It's down about 100 degrees. I don't know. But anyway, well,